The presidential campaign of cackling Cam Harris continues to fall apart. The size of the cackling choir, it continues its rapid decline as more and more people, they are rushing for the lifeboats to save themselves from this rapidly sinking Titanic. For a brief moment, a very brief moment, Cackling Cam thought she had found the gold at the end of the rainbow, which really goes to show you how out of touch these people are with normal people. Cam thought that she could swing momentum by magnifying the so-called problems at the Trump rally last weekend at the Garden in New York City. She thought that she could use her pretend friends in the mainstream media. She made the mistake of thinking that the Boodle Brigade actually had influence. She thought the media could compare Trump to Adolf. She thought the media could pretend to be outraged by a stand-up comedian who had the audacity to tell jokes. Cam made the mistake of thinking that normal people would buy into this fake outrage and vote for incompetence over real leadership. I was so offended by that Kill Tony guy. Ooh, he's so gross. I've changed my mind. I'm voting for 4 more years of misery instead of prosperity under the offensive orange man. Once again, being out of touch combined with sheer incompetence, it has blinded Cam Harris to reality. You know, older people are often overlooked by our society, and I've never really understood why. And I'm not just saying that because I'm getting older. I'm not even 40 yet, so I'm not that old. But once people reach their 70s and 80s, we have this tendency to overlook them. A lot of content creators, they target a younger audience. Guys like Pat McAfee, and look, there's nothing wrong with this approach, but guys like Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, hey, it's me, Shay. They want to appeal to younger people. They want to appeal to dudes under the age of 30. The only reason ESPN hired Pat McAfee is because he appealed to the kids. Now, me personally, I'm the complete opposite. I want my audience to be 35 and up. I don't want to relate to kids because I'm a grown-up. But the main reason that I target an older audience, older demos, they have something that kids don't have. Money. Gaming channels, they are really popular here on YouTube with kids in the Gen Z demo. It takes a gaming channel 10, maybe even 20 million views per month to make the same amount of money that I make with 2 or 3 million views. Why? Because advertisers know kids don't have money. They are willing to spend more on channels with an older demo because they know men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they got money. Society often thinks older people are slower. Society thinks that they're not as capable. Society is quick to disregard the advice of older people because they think they're out of touch. They're not with the current times. When the reality is, older people, they have a gift that none of us have. Due to their 7 or 8 decades of life experience, older people, they have the gift of wisdom, which is something that is sorely missing from the campaign of cackling Cam Harris. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, Patriots by Design. I receive hundreds of emails every day, and about once a week, I'll have someone ask where I get my shirts. Yeah, me, the fashion guru. But for the longest time, I had a stitched American flag back here on the shelf somewhere, and people would ask where I got it. With there being so many woke companies, a lot of people, they are looking for brands that align with their personal values, brands that are patriotic. And it doesn't get much more patriotic than Patriots by Design. One of my favorite items offered by Patriots by Design, it's their Trump wall art. Here's an example right here of the Trump and Melania looking happy, which I'm sure is shocking to the woke media. Winter's right around the corner. Weather is going to get colder. If your wife is anything like mine, she is constantly freezing. Hell, my wife is cold during the summer. Warm your wife up with a hoodie blanket from Patriots by Design. They also offer car seat covers for military veterans that are available for every branch of the military. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10. Save 10% off your first purchase with Patriots by Design. Yesterday, Johnny B. Biden went to the polls early to cast his vote. Now, my inside sources, they're telling me that John Biden was incredibly confused at the ballot box and accidentally voted for Donald Trump. Now, me personally, I don't think Johnny was confused. Like the rest of us, I think he realized that Cam Harris is an unmitigated disaster and he decided to put his country first by voting for the Trumper. All kidding aside, though, I'm sure you've noticed that Johnny B. Biden has pretty much disappeared since he was forced to step aside to allow Cam Harris to be the replacement loser in this election. Commander Cam, she's been on the campaign trail. John Biden, he's been nowhere to be found. I'm sure he wouldn't mind skipping the finals in the Dungeons and Dragons tournament to help Cam Harris build support on the campaign trail. Johnny B can't do any worse than Bill Clinton and Barack Obama are doing. I'm starting to wonder if Clinton and Obama are intentionally sabotaging Cackling Cam. I'm sure you've noticed the mysterious absence of John Biden. Fortunately, there is a logical, depending on how you look at it, there's either a logical or illogical reason for the absence of John Biden. He's not sick. He's not sick. Pretend Dr. Jill Biden doesn't have him on bed rest. Johnny B is feeling fine. The reason he is not on the campaign trail is because Cam Harris does not want him there. Watch for yourself.
Harris's team believes Biden is a political liability at a crucial time in the campaign, but is reluctant to directly say they don't want him to campaign for her. Alex, look, if they did want him to campaign for her, he would be campaigning for her.
Yes,
and
even when he campaigned in Pittsburgh on Saturday, the campaign sends out a daily email of all the surrogates, includes actors and actresses and members of the cabinet. They did not mention that Joe Biden was going to be in Pittsburgh on Saturday, even in that email. They don't believe that the president is helpful in this final stretch. Now, Joe Biden and even some of the people on the Kamala Harris campaign, formerly of the Joe Biden campaign, believe that actually the Kamala Harris campaign is underestimating his appeal in some of these smaller communities. They understand he's unpopular, but they still feel that he has appeal with some of these, especially older voters, white voters. Yes. In Pennsylvania, and they think they're making a mistake.
They don't believe that the president is helpful. Cam Harris believes that John Biden is a political liability. What? Excuse me? The face of political liability, the most unpopular presidential candidate in my lifetime, believes John Biden is a liability? It would be one thing if Cam Harris was winning. It would be one thing if Cam Harris was performing well on the campaign trail and she didn't need the assistance of John Biden. It would be one thing if this race was tightly contested and she didn't want to risk Johnny B getting behind the microphone and fucking things up. Problem is, none of that is the case. The reality is, Cam Harris is getting dominated by Donald Trump. John Biden might not be the most polished. He might not be the best politician, but you know what John Biden has that Cam Harris doesn't? You know what Johnny B has that Cam Harris is missing in this campaign? Experience, wisdom. Over 50 years in politics, you think there's anything that John Biden hadn't seen? You mean to tell me Cam Harris is refusing to utilize that resource? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Not to mention the fact that John Biden is somewhat popular in Pennsylvania. He also appeals to one of the many demographics that Cam Harris is struggling with. John Biden appeals to older white dudes. Why would you fail to utilize him? He's the damn president. Cam Harris is a candidate that is struggling to appeal to just about anyone. Say what you want about Johnny B. Biden. We have made fun of him relentlessly here on the channel, but if you gave me the choice between John Biden and Cam Harris, it's no contest. Matter of fact, I think Democrats lost this election the second they replaced Joe Biden. Do I think Joe Biden would have beaten Trump? Absolutely not. Do I think he at least gives you a chance? Yes. I told you guys 4 months ago when they selected Cam as the replacement loser, there is no way she wins this election. Once the honeymoon period is over, reality would set in, and that is exactly what happened. The biggest thing missing in this campaign is wisdom. Damn near every single decision that Cam Harris has made has been the wrong decision. Did you see that clip yesterday of Cam and Gretchen Whitaker, or whatever the hell the lady's name is who governs Michigan from her broom? Did you see that clip? I guess they were campaigning together in Michigan. After the event, Cam hopped on the back of Gretchen's broom and they rode together to some bar. Once again, they were trying to appeal to the cool kids. They're trying to appeal to young men by drinking cheap beer. But watch for yourself and see if you can guess what I'm about to say. It is the same thing I have been saying about Cam Harris since her campaign started. Watch it for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, we have microphones and I was listening to everything. I didn't realize that.
When I saw that clip yesterday, you know the first word that came to my mind? Inauthentic. And that one word, it perfectly describes Kamala Harris. Inauthentic. Problem is, she can no longer rely on her pretend friends in the mainstream media to disguise her inauthenticity, because her pretend friends, they no longer have influence. Had someone email me the other day saying that he trusts me more than he trusts the legacy media. Now, that should never be the case. Not because I'm untrustworthy, I'm not going to lie to you, but I don't have a team of writers, a team of editors. I don't have a team of fact checkers. I don't have a research team making sure everything is right. It's just me. And I am going to make mistakes. But the difference between me and the mainstream media, I am not going to sit here and intentionally lie to you. I'm not just going to make shit up. I'm not trying to indoctrinate you. I just tell you my perspective on things, and if you agree, great. If you don't, even better. People don't trust the media because they are just as inauthentic as Cam Harris. But behind the scenes, I think the mainstream media is even admitting themselves that it's over. I think this election could be a potential landslide. What about you? Could this be a landslide? Also, give me your thoughts on Cam Harris refusing to utilize Joe Biden on the campaign trail. Do you think that's the right decision? Or should she have relied on the experience of Joe Biden? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow.